Well, guess what time it is, ladies and gentlemen? 10 minutes after the hour, 6 o'clock. It's a Tuesday morning, 17th day of February. Mark Sarge, your host here on the early morning program. And we are ready to go into the 16th chapter of the book of Exodus this morning. So glad that you are along with us. We thank God for this opportunity that we have every day to be with you and to let you know that every day is a good day to study the Bible. Every day is a holiday. Anyway, we are in, thank you, Andrea, got your text this morning just now. It just showed up right now. Every day is an opportunity for us to learn more about who God is, how he operates in our lives, and the things that just go on. Anyway, Ernie is with us on YouTube as well as Kathleen is. And glad that you guys are along with us. Other people will be joining us on our comment section on YouTube, LV Cornerstone Church, or Facebook, LV Cornerstone. And then we have our local people that are on 90.3 FM, 47 degrees here in Las Vegas for our local people. And barometric pressure is 29.93 inches. Wind has been hanging around 10 miles an hour this morning. Been up to 13. It goes down to 9. Now it's at 11. So coming out of the east is where it is. So glad that you're along with us this morning. We are in this chapter. Okay. I think I had a couple of other things. Oh, software. We had to download. I was on the phone with somebody from Canada yesterday between about 9:30 and 10:30 in the morning, downloading update to the program. So I'm trying to get used to my DJB. That if you follow us like on Tuesdays and Thursdays and see the cover that we have of our program, a little bit of it, it's changed. The pictures change a little bit. You know how it is when you get updates to programs and you're used to seeing one thing there and then it ain't there anymore. So asking for a little bit of grace this morning. Andrea's with us also on YouTube. Jody just showed up on YouTube. And Flo is in Santa Fe, New Mexico, her and Joe. And it's windy there also in Santa Fe. Now, just as a weather check, Ernie, you're supposed to get some real weather. It looks like all of California going to get slammed, or maybe it's already getting slammed. Now, they journey from Elim. And all the congregation, let's do this. Let's not, don't you dare throw me any eyes this morning. We got our own little group here on the early morning program. If you want to be part of the group so we know who you are, comment. You know, we're not asking for clicks and likes and all kinds of stuff. We just want some people that want to know the Bible and every once in a while have a comment about things that we're doing. Oh, they threw it to me anyway. Good morning, John D., and good morning, Dana Burns. How's everybody doing? Okay. They journeyed from Elim, and all the congregation of the children of Israel came to the wilderness of Sin, which is between, everybody's throwing them at me now, which is between Elim and Sinai. Okay, just a little note. Isn't it as exciting to you as it is to me that you come across a name in the Bible and you say, oh, that's where they got that name from? Okay? There is a very prominent Bible school in the United States of America that's called Elim. I'm pretty sure, where's Jeff? Jeff, are you with us this morning or not? Maybe Dana knows about it. He probably passed through wherever. But isn't there a very prominent Bible school called Elim? And, you know, you hear about Elim Bible School, you know, blah, blah, blah. You talk about it all and everything. And then you come across the name in the Bible as a place, and you say, oh, that's where they got the name from. Because remember, they get to Elam in yesterday's program at the end of the 15th chapter. They had gone through the Red Sea. From the Red Sea, they had traveled and they had 3 days without any water. They come up to a source of water. I'm guessing it was a lake. Because people, we're not talking about a few dozen or even a few hundred. We're talking about 1 million to 2 million people. You know, I'm afraid. I used to always say, I'm probably going to stick at least 1.5 million people, okay? And they come to the source of water after not having water for 3 days. All of a sudden, all their canteens are empty, you know, and the whatever they carried water with them, and they come to a place and there's water, but it's bitter. And then the Lord gives Moses the answer to bitter water, and he throws the tree in there. Talking about the tree, Tim Tebow just wrote a book, and he's getting ready to release it here, I think, in a couple of weeks, a week or so, about a story about the little tree that became the cross. Sounds very interesting. Anyway, so they go to this place where the bitter water is, Marah. I don't know of any towns, states, schools that are called Marah, bitter. But then from there, they move on to a place called Elam. And where they're in Elam, that's where the oasis was. There were wells there. There were trees there. But God is testing his people as they've come. Now, we're in the wilderness now. We're not in Egypt any longer. We're not in the space between the wilderness and Goshen/Egypt anymore. Now it is the real deal. We are out in the wilderness. They journeyed from Elam, okay, where the springs were and where the trees were and where people had an opportunity to get refreshed. Another thing that I think we should do here on the early morning program. Good morning, Rico and Rosemary. Good morning, Jeff. There you are. Elam Bible College is in New York. Okay, I think you got fat fingers again, Jody, on that one. And Yolanda is with us also on Facebook. Now, God has brought them into the wilderness, and he is testing them. We saw the test yesterday when they got to the bitter water. Here's what I think somebody should do out there. Okay. And hopefully more than one person. So I won't give the assignment just to one, but maybe a few of you guys will do this. Let's begin to categorize every time that the people complain. And then we run to the mirror and we look in the mirror. Okay? Do you got it? Did you get it? Because these people are they complain. But that's the way it is. Kids complain. Kids, we're in the nursery. We're in God's nursery is where we are at. But God wants to let us out of the nursery, and he has a place for us. And they were in captivity, Kathleen. Then they came out. And you say, well, we just jumped from Goshen all the way to Canaan land. No, there is a place in between, a place of preparation, a place of maturity. This is what the wilderness is all about. The wilderness is about our maturity, our opportunity to mature and to grow in the grace and the knowledge. We are born again, but that's just the beginning. When you're born again, you get to see the kingdom. But when you are born of water and the Spirit, you get to enter into the kingdom. We are headed to a kingdom relationship with the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. but it's time for school. It's time to prepare. It's a time to let the master. This is all about discipleship. And man, it's something that we need, and we need to. I keep having this word over and over and over. We need to be committed to the process, to God's process, and then we need to be constant in our pursuit of the God who is trying to train us up and bring us and prepare us into eternity. Some people aren't going to make it. In fact, let me tell you, we'll get there one of these days. Many people that left Goshen aren't going to make it. And you can put a capital M on that many. They journeyed from Elam, and all the congregation of the children of Israel came to the wilderness of Sin, which is between Elam and Sinai, on the 15th day of the second month after they had departed from the land of Egypt. So Dana Burns, I have a question for you on a side note this morning. How is the sound? Are we sounding okay this morning? Now, they've left Elam, okay? All the congregation of the children of Israel came to the wilderness of Sin, which is between Elam and Sinai. Now, I don't have any real big flashing arrows and the name of the wilderness, okay? I don't think that it's the same sin that let's look at it, okay? Because if we go to KJV plus, King James Version plus, sin means, of uncertain derivation, the name of an Egyptian town, probably adjoining the desert, okay? That didn't give us much. But if it was sin as we know it, from a biblical, religious, missing the mark standpoint, I'm sure that they would say, it's okay. See, I'm using the old iRig. I brought it over from. Then the whole congregation of the children of Israel complained against Moses. Okay, now before we get into verse 2, it is the 15th day of the second month after they departed from the land of Egypt. Big question here this morning. How long did it take them to get to the wilderness of Sin? It's not a big deal, but these are details that we look at along the way. And if you're commenting with us this morning, you are able to let me know what your answer is. So, okay. The whole congregation of the children of Israel complained against Moses and Aaron in the wilderness. That's another verse. Okay, that's another place. Somebody that's out over there said, yeah, I could do that. I can put Exodus 16:2 because they're going to complain that and remember, let me tell you what, this is just my theory. Much of the complaining, I think, starts off with a mixed multitude. Don't forget that the congregation of the children of Israel are in covenant with the God of Moses and Aaron. But there's also this mixed multitude that I don't believe are really in covenant. They're just hanging on. They just thought it was a good idea. Huh? Jeff says it's 2.5 months. Okay. Andrea says it's 1.5 months. Okay. What do you say? Jody, George, Dana, Kathleen, my girl in Santa Fe and her husband Joe. What do you guys say? Jody has the right answer. 30 to 31 days. Remember, when we started the whole process of leaving Egypt, we started with a new month. The new month was called Abib or Nisan. Okay. It wasn't till the 10th of the month to where they were going to get the lamb and bring it into their house on the first month. And then on the 14th was when they were going to kill the lamb. And that is when the blood was going to be applied. That's when the angel of death comes and kills the firstborn of every son that doesn't have blood on the doorpost. And now we are in the second month, in the middle of the second month. So it's about a month that they have, and it took them that long to go from Goshen with all the silver and the gold, and everybody pushing them out, saying, "Get out of here," and them going over to the Red Sea, and then crossing over the Red Sea, going to Marah, I think is the name of the bitter water, and then from there going to Elam, which was like an oasis, and then they journey from Elam. So these are just details, just stuff that I think we're talking about 30 days away. Okay? I don't know why, Jody, you're throwing me side. Then the whole congregation of the children of Israel complained against Moses and Aaron in the wilderness. Here we go again. If we look at about the 25th verse of the previous chapter, it was pretty much the same. Sometimes they're complaining against Moses and Aaron, but all of the time they're really complaining against God. You know, a lot of times when you have a complaint against a man like Moses, who is the most humble man in all the earth, you're really complaining against God. You just don't want to, you're just deflecting. You're complaining. Now, here's something that I was looking at, and we're going to go there right away. We've been there already, and it is, Jody was with us yesterday on that 1 Corinthians chapter 10. Let's look at the first 4 verses of 1 Corinthians chapter 10, because what's happening here, Paul is writing the Corinthian church, and I'm running out of time. When do I have to start the next song? It's, where's the time? 3:15. I'm way overdue, ladies and gentlemen. Tell you what, we'll play this song first. Would you make us look like if we know what we're doing, and then we'll go it. Okay, so look at the 10th chapter is talking about what we're reading now. I do not want you to be unaware that our fathers were under the cloud and passed through the sea, baptized into Moses in the cloud into the sea, and all ate the same spiritual drink, for they drank that rock which followed them, and that rock was Christ. We're headed, which rock? What rock are we talking about? Hello? We're going to get there. When they're going to complain again, and we're going to get there. But I'm just making this comparison as Paul is showing us some stuff here.
Blessed be the name of the Lord. He is worthy to be praised and adored. So we lift up holy hands in one accord, singing, blessed be the name, blessed be the name, blessed
30 minutes after the hour of 6 o'clock, 47 degrees is the current temperature. According to the weather report, we're only going to have a high of 51 degrees. So you've almost seen it. Mostly sunny skies, but we have a chance of rain and snow showers before 9 o'clock in the morning. So I don't know if we have any clouds out there right now, but they better get going. They better start booking it over here if there's going to be some. West wind 25 to 30 this morning, increasing 35 to 40 in the afternoon, with gusts as high as 55 miles per hour. Wednesday, sunny, high near 51 degrees. Southwest wind 10 to 20, increasing 25 to 35 in the afternoon. Gusts tomorrow as high as 50 miles per hour. And on Thursday, gusts as high as 40 with a high of 46 degrees. West wind 20 to 30 miles per hour the rest of the time. Good morning, Jennifer. Glad you're along with us this morning, Jenny. So let's get back into where we were at. And we were at, let me see, right here in 1 Corinthians chapter 10. So Paul is using where we are at in the book of Exodus as a teaching vehicle for the Corinthian church. And the Corinthian church were basically Gentiles. So it's New Testament. So when we say brethren, I'm talking to the Danas and the Georges and the Jeffs and the Jodys and the Andreas and the Kathleen's and I can't go, the Yolanda. I mean, I just can't go through all the names this morning. Come on, you know who you are. But when we say brethren, that's the word. You're my brethren. You're my family. I know you don't want to claim me. I don't blame you, but hey, it is what it is, okay? So, he says, I do not want you to be unaware that all of our fathers were under the cloud. Why does he tell them that? Remember, with the cloud, they were baptized in the cloud. More than the water, they were baptized in the cloud. We talked about that yesterday. All were baptized into Moses in the cloud and in the sea, okay? And all ate the same spiritual food. All drank the same spiritual drink. But, and let me go to verse 5. With most of them, God was not well pleased. I better get back to where we were, okay? So we don't. So, the whole congregation of the children of Israel complained against Moses and Aaron in the wilderness. And the reason we're here in the morning is because we don't want to be those people whom God was not well pleased with. Let's just say it like it is. Let's not sugarcoat it. Well, everybody's okay. We went to the altar and we did our little. Yeah. Okay, good. Let's leave Goshen. Let's go through the wilderness. Let's mature. And I believe that the reason that we were here on the early morning program, all at Flo's and Joe's and John's and Dana's and Jody's and George's and everybody that's out over there, Ernie's, we want to mature. We have to be constant and committed to the process, God's process. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done. Then the whole congregation of the children of Israel complained against Moses and Aaron in the wilderness. And the children of Israel said to them, oh, that we had died by the hand of Yahweh in the land of Egypt, when we sat by the pots of meat, when we ate bread to the full. Do you believe that the Egyptian Pharaoh was feeding them pots of meat? I don't. And when we ate bread to the full. Come on, man. I've seen enough movies. How slavery goes. Sorry, I just did. For you have brought us out into this wilderness to kill the whole assembly with hunger. Oh, yeah, Moses. No, not Moses. It's really God. It's really Yahweh. Remember, we're deflecting off of Moses and they're blaming. Oh, yeah, you just brought us out here to kill us, man. Yesterday it was, you're working for, well, no, even before yesterday when they were being chased down by Pharaoh before the sea began to open up and they passed through on dry land, they were saying, oh, man, you're working for the Pharaoh, dude. You're a double agent. So these are times that we can kind of look at every time that the children of Israel complained. And God was trying to show himself strong, and he's testing them. Oh, that we had died, verse 3, by the hand of Yahweh in the land of Egypt, when we sat by the pots of meat, when we ate bread to the full. Oh, Pharaoh just took care of us, man. It was cafeteria buffet, all you can eat all day long. I don't believe it. Sorry, but I don't believe it. Good morning, Leroy. You have brought us into this wilderness to kill this whole assembly with hunger. Didn't they say sometime, wasn't there enough graves in Egypt that you had to bring us out over here and just, throw our bodies and kill us out in the wilderness, let the buzzards pick our bones all day long. Then Yahweh said to Moses, behold, I will rain bread from heaven for you. You got to love him, man. He doesn't say, just let them, let them starve. No, he doesn't say. He says, I'm going to rain bread from heaven for you. You tell the people, Moses, you tell the people. You're my spokesman. And Aaron is your spokesman. And Moses, you take the left, and Aaron, you take the right. I will rain bread from heaven for you, and the people shall go out and gather a certain quota every day, that I may test them whether they will walk in my law or not. Have you missed the testing of the Lord? Wait. This is what. Have you gone through the testing of the Lord and not even realized that you went through? See, these people are going through the testing of the Lord. They're not even realizing that God is testing them. They're going through it, and all they see is the bad. All they see is no water. Oh, okay, now there's water. Okay, drink up. Oh, now there's no food. Oh, my God, we're all going to die here. Little that they know that God is testing. He tests our faith to build our faith. He checks out our faith. He stirs up our faith. Our faith has to be shook up and has to be challenged. I think that's a better word. Our faith has to. Do you believe? I mean, are you laying hands on your family? Or at least praying for your family that maybe you're a little out there someplace? Anybody? Do I get a witness? Do you believe that God can do exceedingly abundantly above all that able? And are you able to pray it and say, God, I've been praying it for you. Don't know how long I've been praying. Well, keep on praying. Is your faith growing at the same time? You thought this was just a historical program in the morning. We just talk about biblical history, but we don't apply it to our personal lives. You're in the wrong place, homie. Because we have to apply it. That's what God's word is all about. Apply it to my life. Straighten me out. I won't say it that way because he doesn't, but slap me here and slap me there. Get me straightened out. Put me in there. I'm out of step. Get me in step. Because God is, how would you say it, George? How would you say it, Jeff? God is forming an army. God is, what would you do? What is God doing? He's building an army. I want to see if they're going to obey me or not, because I'm going to give them my law. We're headed someplace. We're in between Elam and Sinai. They're asking for food to eat. Okay, we're going to give them food to eat, but let's see if they can take care of the little. Let's see if they will obey me in the little, because let me tell you what, there's going to be some tablets that are going to come down that are going to be inscribed by my finger, saith the Lord Yahweh. I will rain bread from heaven for you. Is this too convicting? Did I get too far out? Behold, I will rain bread from heaven for you. The people shall go out and gather a certain quota every day, that I may test them whether they will walk. God speaks. See, God's word. You tell them, my word, Moses. Let's see if they're going to. I'm going to test them to see if they're going to do what I ask them to do. Breaking down the person to build the army. Breaking down the old. Breaking down the fleshly man. We have to talk about that breaking down because people don't understand it. You know, ask the Marines, okay? They'll tell you. What do they call that when you first get into the Army, Marines, and that stuff? They take you to boot camp, baby. We're going to make a soldier out of you, boy. The Lord said to Moses, behold, I will rain bread from heaven for you, and the people shall go out and gather a certain quota every day, that I may test them. Let's see what happens, whether they will walk. And it shall be on the 6th day that they shall prepare what they bring in. It shall be twice as much as they gather daily. Then, aren't you going to talk about verse 5? Not yet, but we'll be back. Then Moses and Aaron said to all the children of Israel, at evening you shall know that Yahweh has brought you out of the land of Egypt. You know, you're complaining about us. You're complaining how you brought us out here to kill us. Okay, at evening, okay, this evening you shall know. And in the morning you shall see the glory of Yahweh, for he hears your complaints against the Lord. Notice, against the Lord, not against Moses. Exactly. Marines, baby. And the morning you shall see the glory of the Lord, for he hears your complaints against him. But what are we that you complain against us? Dude, we're just like you guys. Why are you complaining against me? Moses says, you know, why are you, oh man, that Moses guy, man, you know. Moses said, this shall be seen when the Lord gives you meat to eat in the evening, and the morning bread to fool. For the Lord hears your complaints, which you make against him. What are we? Your complaints are not against us, but against Yahweh. Moses says, you know, the complaining, somebody hopefully chronicling the complaints and the little... and we all do it. But hopefully they begin to decrease instead of increase. Not everything's going to go the way that you want to. Not everything's going to be the trail of rosebuds, the rose petals. God is preparing us for eternity, brothers and sisters. In this life you will have tribulation, but be of good cheer. I have overcome the world. Huh? Patience comes. Doesn't the Bible say that patience comes through tribulation? Something close to that. Then Moses spoke to Aaron, say to all the congregation of the children of Israel, come near before the Lord Yahweh, for he has heard your complaints. Now it came to pass, as Aaron spoke to the whole congregation of the children of Israel, that they looked toward the wilderness, and behold, the glory of the Lord appeared in the cloud. Little detail, just a little detail. Moses, go call Aaron and tell everybody, look out toward the east, the west, the north, south. I don't know. Just look out toward the wilderness. Behold, the glory of the Lord appeared in the cloud. I wonder if the cloud is over there on Mount Sinai, waiting for the people to show up. I would say it was, but I know that he has to be there to shade them during the day and to warm them during the night. And we're not there yet. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, I have heard the complaints of the children of Israel. Speak to them, saying, at twilight you shall eat meat, and the morning you shall be filled with bread. I'll show you who the boss is, and it ain't Pharaoh. I'll show you what eating meat is all about, and having bread to the full. I will show you what it's all about. I wish there was a a passage that told us what the menu in Egypt was for a slave. Speak to them, saying, at twilight you shall eat meat, in the morning you shall be filled with bread, and you shall know that I am Yahweh your God. So it was that quails came up at evening and covered the camp. You didn't even have to pull out your shotgun. They were covering the camp. And in the morning, the dew lay all around the camp. So there's your meat. And there's your bread. Quails at evening. And pancakes in the morning. When the layer of dew lifted, there on the surface of the wilderness was a small, round substance as fine as frost on the ground. When the children of Israel saw it, they said to one another, manna, because that's what manna means. What is it? For they did not know what it was. And Moses said to him, this is the bread which Yahweh has given you to eat. Could you imagine how nutritious that bread was? Man, could you imagine? You don't need no pharmaceutical junk to mess up your guts. You got the best of the best. This is the theme which Yahweh has commanded. Let every man gather it according to each one's need, 1 omer for each person, according to the number of persons, and let each man take for those who are in his tent. Okay. What are you doing? He says, okay, what is it? Okay, it's bread. Kind of like we were talking about Sunday a little bit when we were going through the 6th chapter of Matthew. Give us this day our daily bread. So every man gather it according to each one's need, 1 omer for each person. Head of the household, you are the provider, you are the priest, you are the protector of the family. 1 omer for each person in your tent. Okay? Everybody knows how much an omer is. So he would go out and he would pick 1 omer for each person. Let every man take for those who are in his tent. Then the children of Israel did so and gathered, some more, some less, because some had 5, some had 8, some had 3 in the tent, however many, just 1 omer for each. So, I think we're going to go back up to, so when they measured it by omers, he who gathered much had nothing left over. He who gathered little had no lack. Every man had gathered according to each one's need. So you went out, and the one guy brings in 8 omers, another one brings in 3 omers. An omer for every person. And at the end of the day, it's gone. Nothing left over. It's done. Wow. Supernatural. Give us this day. Give us this day our daily bread. Feed us the bread from heaven. And you say, well, how is this, what was it like? This frosty thing that turned like a round, well, look at the host at the Catholic Church, okay? I think that's what they're trying to do with that round host, nice and thin, is, kind of off-white, make it look like. And Moses said, I don't think it's made of coriander. Moses said, let no one leave any of it until morning. Finish off an omer for every person. Verse 20. Notwithstanding, they did not heed Moses. Some of them left part of it until morning, and it bred worms and stank, and Moses was angry with them. Okay, what are we doing? What are we doing? Why the bread? Why the frost? Why the omer? Why the go out? Why? To test the people. Will they do what I told them to do? Simple. I'm going to give you the instructions. The frost in the morning is going to turn to the wafer, the round. Okay, I'm going to say wafer. Say, ooh, or what denomination are you of? And you're going to go pick it, and you're going to get omers. Okay, Homers gets his omers, and he takes it over to Marge and to the kids. But some of them don't eat it all. Well, maybe I can save a little bit for tomorrow because I don't know if I'm going to feel like going out tomorrow morning. I want to sleep in. There you go, Joe Gentry. Is it a holy omer or a homey omer? Notwithstanding, they did not heed Moses. Some of them left part of it till morning. It bred worms and stank, and Moses was angry with them. Here were the rules. Here were the rules as we're testing them and we're checking them out. He says, in the morning, verse 7, he says, in the morning, you're going to see the glory of the Lord. Okay? You're going to see it. Verse 8. You shall be seeing the glory when he gives you meat in the evening and bread in the morning. You're going to see the glory of the Lord. It's the expression of who God is. It's the provision of God. Let's look at it that way. Let's look at the provision of God. Father, Abba, who art in heaven. See, the job of the Father is to protect, to provide, and to be the priest. So we're partnering and mirroring who our Abba is by going out and getting it for the family. Verse 9, speak to the children. Okay? Here's what I want you to do. Go out and get it. Speak to them. Verse 12, not verse 9. Verse 12 says, speak to them, saying, at twilight you shall eat meat. In the morning you shall be filled with bread. You shall know that I am the Lord. So it was out there, and it was available for us. And still, did you eat breakfast this morning? And most of you know exactly what I'm talking about. Did you eat breakfast this morning? Some gathered more, some gathered less. They measured it by omers. Let no one leave any of it till morning. Notwithstanding, they did not heed Moses. No, they did not heed Moses. They did not heed Yahweh. But we're in the testing. We're if the beautiful thing about the test is if you flunk it, you get to take it over again. It's kind of like your driving test. There'll be a second chance at this, and a third and a fourth. Moses was angry with them, so they gathered it every morning, every man according to his need, and when the sun came hot, it melted. And so it was on the 6th day that they gathered twice as much bread, 2 omers for each one, and all the rulers of the congregation came and told Moses. So the rules have already gone out. They've already been told. Every morning, but on the 6th morning, you're going to get twice as much. Yeah, but it's going to stink. We already made that mistake. Not me, my neighbor did it. I didn't do it, but my neighbor, I could smell it. Yeah, right, homie, I've been there before. So it was on the 6th day that they gathered twice as much, 2 omers for each one, and the rulers of the congregation came and told Moses. I'm not sure what they told Moses. I guess we did it. We did what you told us to do. Then he said to them, this is what the Lord has said. Tomorrow is a Sabbath rest, a holy Sabbath to the Lord. Bake what you will bake today, boil what you will boil, lay up for yourselves all that remains to be kept until morning. So they laid it up till morning, as morning commanded. It did not stink, nor were there any worms in it, like before, on the 3rd day or the 4th day. The leftovers didn't stink. Why? Because of the Sabbath. God says tomorrow we're going to have a holy convocation. Tomorrow we're just going to take it easy. We're going to rest the same way that I rested after creation is the same way that you are going to rest. Back to Genesis chapter 1. It says tomorrow is a Sabbath rest, a holy Sabbath to the Lord. All of these, we talked about the spring feasts when we were in Passover, unleavened bread, and what was the third one? First fruits. All of those were holy times for God to come, God's presence, for God to come in a more personal way amongst His people, and they just sat back and rested with their families and with their God. They entered into the rest is what they did. Bake what you will bake today. Boil what you will boil. Take out the menu. What do they call it? The recipe book. Say, what are we going to do with it today? Manna, according to, what's the name of that lady that Martha Stewart. Yeah, Martha Stewart. Manna. 102 ways to make manna. All right, we'll boil it then. We'll bake it. We'll grind it up. We can't make carne seca out of it. Out of the birds, we'll make the carne seca. Lay up for yourselves all that remains to be kept until morning. So they laid it up till morning, as Moses commanded, and it did not stink, nor were there any worms in it. Wow, really? How did that happen? Oh, maybe He knows what He's doing. Maybe He is able to do exceedingly abundantly above.
My Jesus, I love Thee. I know Thou art mine. For Thee all the follies of sin I resign. My gracious Redeemer, my Savior art Thou. If ever I love Thee, my Jesus, 'tis now. I love Thee because Thou hast first loved me and purchased my pardon on Calvary's tree. I love Thee for wearing the thorns on Thy brow. If ever I love Thee, my Jesus, 'tis now.
Selah here at your Good News radio station singing My Jesus, I Love Thee. You're listening to KLYN 90.3 FM on this Tuesday morning, the 17th day of February. 46.7 degrees is the temperature. Humidity at 40%. We're showing 11.8 mile per hour breeze blowing out of the east according to my weather station that Dana hung up for me outside, which I love. And it wasn't that expensive. We don't do cheap here. We do inexpensive at Cornerstone Church as long as I'm around. Okay, so thank you very much, Dana. I appreciate it. Here's another one. Dana threw at us James chapter 1, verse 2. It says, My brethren, count it all joy when you fall into various trials, knowing that the testing of your faith produces patience, but let patience have its perfect work, that you may be perfect, mature, and complete, lacking nothing. So that's where we're at. That's where we're at as we are in between Elam and Sinai. We're in the wilderness of sin. Okay? Just to let you guys know, okay? Now, boom. Got you, beat you all. So they laid it up till morning, as Moses commanded. Now, Jeff, you got to be ashamed of yourself. I don't know if you guys can read. If you're on YouTube this morning, I don't know if you can read the other comments or not. Okay, so I can read the comments, both YouTube. Jeff put on there one of the recipes was manicotti. Oh, when you get it, you'll smell. Another one was banana cream pie. Oh, you got any more of those? That is pretty cute. That's pretty good. Okay. Okay, let's get serious. This is serious business. Oh, God. Manicotti. Banana cream pie. So they laid it up till morning as Moses commanded. They did not stink, nor were there any worms in it. Then Moses said, Eat that today, for today is a Sabbath to the Lord. Today you will not find it in the field. 6 days you shall gather it, but on the seventh, the Sabbath, there will be none. This is just a repetition of what the Lord has told Moses to tell the people already about the sixth day, about omers and all that stuff. Everybody knows what an omer is. Get your omer bowl. Get your omer, whatever, cup, whatever it is. 6 days you shall gather, but on the seventh day Sabbath will be none. Now it happened to some of the people went out on the seventh day to gather, but they found none. Okay, Mark. What are you doing? Nothing. What's that in your pocket? Nothing. Oh, that's your omer. That's your measuring omer, isn't it? Your omer basket. You guys stop, okay? Manna bread. Now, oh God. Now it happened that some of the people went out on the seventh day to gather, but they found none. Well, I kind of woke up a little late, so didn't get it. Didn't. I was, I couldn't find my shoes, okay? What else? Filet of mana. Stop it, I said. 6 days you shall gather. Now it happened, some of the people went out on the seventh day to gather. Get serious, but they found none. And the Lord said to Moses, how long do you refuse to keep my commandments and my laws? Moses, This is a little test. The bigger test is coming down. We're headed to Sinai. This is just to get us kind of generated, to get them ready for the big deal. We can't do the little things. If we realize, ladies and gentlemen, that God is in the little details of life. And if we can do the little things, I mean, in my job, when I worked my career, if we took care of the little things, the big things weren't so big after all. So you learn, well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't count. Who's going to know? Yeah, exactly. Somebody knows. And there you are on the 7th. All right, well, Mark, get back in. Do you got any manna left over, son? Do you have? Yeah, no, dude. I only got manna for mine. The early bird gets the manna. How long do you refuse to keep my commandments and my laws? See, for the Lord Yahweh has given you the Sabbath. Therefore, he gives you on the 6th day bread for 2 days. Let every man remain in his place. Let no man go out of his place on the 7th day. So the people rested on the 7th day. And the house of Israel called its name manna. And if I am correct on that, I've heard this a lot of times before, that manna means, what is it? It was like white coriander seed, and the taste of it was like wafers made with honey. Ooh, it was better than a bagel, man. Then Moses said, this is the thing which the Lord has commanded. Let's talk about it again, boys. Let's go over it again. Second verse, same as the first. And this is the third time, I think. Fill an omer with it to be kept for your... No, this is different. Then Moses said, this is the thing which Yahweh has commanded. Fill an omer with it to be kept for your generations, that they may see the bread with which I fed you in the wilderness when I brought you out of the land of Egypt. So what's happening here? What's happening here is that the Lord tells Moses, get an omer, okay, and save it. Yeah, but it's going to turn stinky and they're going to get wormy and all. No, hey, shh. We can do it here. We can do it there. Also, and Moses said to her, and take a pot, put an omer of manna in it, and lay it before the Lord to be kept for your generations. We're going to show them. We're going to show them what God did. We're going to have an omer of manna, as the Lord commanded Moses. So Aaron laid it up before the testimony to be kept. So Aaron was going to put it in the sanctuary because we didn't have a testimony yet. The Ark of Testimony hadn't. And the children of Israel ate manna 40 years until they came into an inhabited land. They ate manna until they came to the border of the land of Canaan. So that's the whole story about give us this day our daily bread. Verse 36 says, now for those people who've been wondering, an omer is 1/10 of an ephah. I know. I just tricked you again. Just didn't know. I don't know what an omer is. I don't know what an ephah is, but I'm sure that International Standard Bible Dictionary has a guess what it. Anyway, that's it. Chapter 16 tomorrow. Chapter 17 is where we will be.
Hi, this is Heaven Cruz, and you're listening to KLYN FM 90.3 in Las Vegas, New Mexico.
You weren't supposed to be there. But that's okay. Now I don't have to do a top of the hour.